Boxers, period, or period, briefs, period, all caps. Fuck. Briefs, bitch. The little fucking pee stain right there.
What is up, you astounding agnostics? Fizzlesticks here with another quality upload, and this one is a bit new because today we're going to be tackling the Amazing Atheist. Again.
Why the fuck is he covered in shit?
That's right, TJ Kirk has now officially warranted Justin Trudeau levels of mockery.
Smoke weed every day.
And it's already beginning to show on his Social Blade profile. 9 months ago, he was boasting 1 million subs, and very shortly he may find himself below that number once again. So, you may be asking, oh, but Fizzle, what could he have possibly done that pissed so many people off? Well, you may remember this DaddyOFive debacle in which this family is accused to have abused their children on camera for views and subscribers and likes and oh, all that ad revenue. Well, anyways, DaddyOFive is a popular YouTube prank channel involving a family, but controversy sparked when Philip DeFranco exposed the situation to the public, including a deleted video in which the father encourages one of his sons to slap the daughter.
And you gotta flip the bottle and land it. Now, if it lands, you're safe. Now, if it don't land, the other person gets to slap you in the face. You know you don't hit girls, yeah, but she's your sister, she don't count. Oh my God!
A video in which the stepbrother basically suplexes one of the younger sons. And a prank involving mocking one of the kids for a bit of a poop problem.
He put poop everywhere.
To get this, make it less embarrassing, because you know, a poop problem totally isn't something that's embarrassing or anything to address to the public, you know. And a clip of the father throwing one of his sons into a bookcase.
He put poop everywhere.
Which was apparently an accident, you know. I wonder how well that excuse would hold up in court. Oh, I'm sorry, I accidentally shoved my wife's face into this knife that was pointing face up. Yeah, I didn't murder her. I accidentally shoved her into this knife, you know. Complete accident.
I want everybody to leave me alone. I just want to be left alone so I can calm down. You did. I swear to God, I didn't do that. Call over your apartment.
Get you a PlayStation 4 if you get 1 million views.
He put poop everywhere.
And apparently, according to the wife, they've now lost custody of 2 of their children. And the sad thing is that this is only because they put these videos up to the public showcasing this. And honestly, if you don't, you could get away with abusing your kids. Of course, you shouldn't abuse your kids, and though I wasn't physically abused by my father, I do consider his drug and alcohol abuse mixed with his explosive temper to be ample emotional abuse, of which I couldn't bring myself to talk to him proper for 6 years after I moved out of the house. And I and many others who endured shit conditions as a kid can see the problems in these videos. But what about TJ? Well, do I even have to tell you?
Now, what I said on the Drunken Peasants podcast is that I think this is part of what I call coddle culture. This is part of what George Carlin called the continued pussification of the American male.
Abuse is good because it prevents pussification. I heard that right? That's the gist of his argument that he opens up his video with, right? Anyways, I'm not going to subject you to much of this video as he does spend a lot of time blabbing about his totally not abusive father and repeating the exact same things he said in the first minute several times, almost verbatim at times. Now, the fact of the matter is that the best case scenario is that TJ didn't do his research. The worst case is that he, in another cash grab, saw the opportunity to get lots of views by being edgy, and then trying to hide behind the paper-thin excuse of, oh, I'm allowed to be ignorant because I was abused too, and then milk that story for all it's worth now that all eyes are on him. And the sick thing is that it seems to have worked. Now, I'm not going to give this video the light of day because just fucking look at the thumbnail. That fake frown, it's like he's auditioning for a melodrama, holding a cigarette betwixt thine fingers. You know what this is? This is like if you're going to argue that Osama bin Laden didn't murder people, and then your justification is that you're a Jew, and your people were murdered much more worsely than they were. Fuck off, TJ. It's like Stephen Fry said.
The idea that things aren't easy to understand, that there's a but there's a ah. You have to think. There are gradations. There are, that no one wants that. They want to be told, or they want to be able to decide and say, this is good, this is bad. I'm saying so. Anything that in any way conflicts with that is not to be borne. Yeah. And on student campuses, this idea of
trigger warnings.
There are many great plays which contain rapes. And the word rape now is even considered a rape. To say the word rape is to rape.
Yeah.
Well, it has an interesting Latin root, and the word raptor comes from the same root, rapine, and there are all kinds of words from it. Violate, these words. They're terrible things, and they have to be thought about clearly. But if you say you can't watch this play, you can't watch Titus Andronicus, or you can't read it in a Shakespeare class, or you can't read Macbeth because it's got children being killed in it, and it might trigger something when you were young that upset you once because Uncle touched you in the nasty place. Well, yeah. I'm sorry. Yeah, it's a great shame, and we're all very sorry that Uncle touched you in that nasty place. But you get some of my sympathy, but your self-pity gets none of my sympathy, because self-pity is the ugliest emotion in humanity. And get rid of it, because no one's going to like you if you feel sorry for yourself. The irony is we'll feel sorry for you if you stop feeling sorry for yourself. Just grow up.
Now there's a controversial statement worth defending. God bless you, Stephen Fry. Anyways, that's not all. TJ has also stated in streams that he supports anti-feminists on Patreon. The big ones, of course, because God forbid he help out those who actually need the money for food or shelter. And he made a big deal about how he stopped supporting Teal Deer because Teal Deer gave harmful opinions a platform once his account got hacked and deleted. Remind you of anybody here?
They don't want to be a part of giving this person a platform because this person has a history of being abusive, and this person says things that are racist and misogynist and anti-feminist and xenophobic and just hateful and hurtful and terrible, and they don't want such a person to be welcomed, don't want their ideas to be granted anything like an air of legitimacy.
And guess what? TJ did the exact same service for Bering. And guess what? Bering was also supporting harmful opinions at the time. Now, I'm of course not saying it's a bad thing that Bering was given a platform. That's great. But the hypocrisy of it all disgusts me. And at this point, I really have to think it must be a mix of hypocrisy and ignorance on TJ's part. And for a rant channel, that's absolutely unacceptable.
Thanks for the comments, folks. I have come around to realizing that this is abuse after several people confronted me with arguments that I had no good answers for. I think that some of the aspects I discussed in this video are still valid, but now I think I was wrong to deny this was abuse. Of course, he never says what arguments he thinks were still valid. I mean, the whole video is still him making shitty apologetics for why it's not abuse, so I guess he's either damage controlling here and doesn't actually think any of this is abuse, or he just thinks one or two things he said aren't valid, but thinks all the rest of the things he brought up about it not being abuse is still valid. However, it was made abundantly clear from this quote-unquote retraction in this immediate follow-up that this was meant to damage control his magnificent stupidity and cover up the fact that he did absolutely no research on the subject. Again, Philip DeFranco made plenty of videos deconstructing the subject. Even Mr. Repsion, someone that's been on TJ's Drunken Peasants podcast multiple times, and someone that TJ has met face to face, made a video about it. All TJ saw, by his own account, is 1 or 2 clips, and made his entire judgment on the situation based solely on that. Phil DeFranco's videos in particular don't even discuss the subject for the whole runtime. You're telling me that TJ can make a 20-minute video where he takes a break to light a cigarette in the middle of it, something that he would berate other YouTubers for not cutting out, which goes to further show just how much of a hypocrite he is. But he can't take 20 minutes to actually watch Phil DeFranco's videos or Mr. Repsion's or the numerous compilations that show that this was clearly an abuse case. His videos reek of laziness. He clearly didn't put any level of effort into researching the subject and tried to be edgy for the sake of being the outlier.
Research is just about all the work you have to do besides flapping your fat lips, especially when your videos now consist of a single still image that you just talk over. You're a lazy, ill-informed hypocrite and a proven shill with zero integrity, and you should probably take a break from YouTube and going back to shoving bananas up your ass for a while. But, as usual, that's just another one of my harmful opinions. Anyways, I know this has already been covered. I in fact learned about this from the Dishonored Wolf, who used the same thumbnail as me, that cheeky bastard. God damn it. Now I have to find another embarrassing image of TJ. Maybe I'll just use Bananagate. But yeah, TJ's still a hard hitter in this community, and I won't be satisfied until that's changed because, as I said before, he's the real one with some harmful opinions. He's basically the Steve Shives of our community. I'd like for this to be nipped in the bud as soon as possible. Oh, and as a side note, I don't want a part 3 of this, but there's probably going to be a part 3 somewhere down the road. This guy flip-flops more than Hillary Clinton. Seriously, I'm reading his Twitter right now, and he went from, yeah, make America great again, to, I wish I voted for Hillary on a dime. Ugh. Oh wait, no, there's probably not gonna be a part 3 because he's gonna get off his chair and get his fat ass over to Canada and strangle me to death with Harmful Opinions brainstem. Sorry, just the idea of TJ actually leaving his room, like getting up and actually doing the physical job of walking around like normal people do, I kind of lost it for a bit there. Anyways, until then, stay salty, kiddos.